it's gonna be great, I'm sure, and I'm so
Yes, it was!
excited to...
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between, and neither. Today I want to talk about, yes, Mass Effect. Is this becoming a Mass Effect channel? No, it isn't, but there's still gonna be lots of Mass Effect content every now and then, so if you're into that, subscribe if you like. But yeah, I want to talk about Mass Effect, especially the Legendary Edition. A review, so to say. I'm gonna look back on my video I did when it was announced, talk a bit about my expectations, how they became reality or not, then go over some overall thoughts on the Legendary Edition. I want to talk about the ending, yes, the controversial one, so by the way, spoiler warning for the entire video on the entire trilogy of Mass Effect. And I want to talk about my wishes for the future of Mass Effect. So yes, feel free to follow me on my social media, on Instagram and Twitter at CommanderNici, just like my channel name. And yeah, so now let's get into the video.
So, first wish, make it gayer. Yeah.
So that didn't happen, but at least some of the voice actors spoke out about the issue, and hopefully that will change in the future, but for the future stuff, let's wait until I get there.
I wanted the gameplay of Mass Effect 1 to be fixed, and they did fix it.
Well, not really. It's better, but,
said they put it towards the standards of Mass Effect 2 and 3, so that's gonna be great. I really hope, and like this is gonna be really controversial, I hope they wouldn't touch the Mako, because the bad controls of it are iconic, they are memeable, and now they are taking the meme out of the machine.
well, it still drives like shit and I love it.
My next wish, and they kinda did say something in the notes of what changed for the Legendary Edition, but I'm not sure if it's exactly what I hope for. Because what I hope for is that the Legendary Edition will have a character creator like later got patched in Mass Effect Andromeda. So, look at my hairstyle. That's nothing.
And I didn't get that. There was like one hairstyle for the fanship that got somewhat close, but it was still horrible, and I still couldn't get the male hairstyles for my fanship. I'm upset.
Next thing is, I want Kasumi and Said to have proper dialogue, not just the talk from them saying a random line and that's it.
And they didn't get that either.
One last thing, before I get into like more thoughts and feelings and excitement, I wish the dialogue wheel would be more like the one from Mass Effect Andromeda, because I'm tired of accidentally romancing characters just because I want to be nice to them, like...
Well, the dialogue wheel is still the same, still true to the original. I didn't get my nice, clearly visible what choice it is what dialogue wheel from Andromeda. Could be better, but it didn't happen. So, the Legendary Edition, huh? So, as you've seen in my reactions to my old video, I did an announcement. It wasn't quite what I expected, but it was still amazing. The graphic overhaul of Mass Effect 1 was great, especially seeing Garrus in HD. So much love for that Turian. Vermeer looked great, all the all the landscapes and stuff. And yes, some people called it Mass Effect Lens Flare Edition, but I don't care. I think lens flares are cool and pretty, so screw the haters. It was an amazing experience, and now, before I ramble too much, I'm gonna collect myself and give some proper and hopefully more calm thoughts to you. So, I just started Mass Effect 2. And you might say, but Nikki, how can you say the Legendary Edition is amazing if you're only on Mass Effect 2? Well, dear watcher, it's already my second playthrough. Of course I had to immediately do the thing all over again, but as a male chap. We gotta appreciate Mark Meer, right? And take some different choices, maybe. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's lots of fun. Sure, Mass Effect 1 doesn't have as many technical improvements as I would have wished, but the most important one is that it actually does regularly autosave, and let's be real, that's the most important issue that had to be fixed. So that's that. The visual improvements are amazing, just like I said, and there's really nothing more that I can add to my experience of Mass Effect 1. What I can say overall to the Legendary Edition is, just to throw it in real quick, how gosh damn pretty is that title screen, like with that 7 helmet in the corner, and then you can pick the game you choose. It's amazing that it's all in one launcher. That's great, I love that, and I love how each game, when you pick it without like going into the game, has like some visual effects, and there's a reflection on the helmet, and it's so pretty. I love it so much. This is probably the best title screen I've ever seen. Like, change my mind. Write in the comments down below, have you ever seen a prettier title screen? I wanna be honest. I mean, maybe I just didn't notice them, but as far as I could tell, Mass Effect 2 and 3 didn't have any visual or technical improvements. Like, unless you count in the fact that you have like all extra DLC for like additional outfits for the characters and Shepard. Like, that's an improvement, that you have the DLCs. Like, I was always so bitter that I had to like choose either the Cerberus fatigues or like that horrible I don't know, this horrible civilian outfit, which in the male Shepard version looks so much cooler for my femme shep. Or wear the dress that I got from Kazumi's DLC, which came with the Cerberus coat pack for the PlayStation 3 version of Mass Effect 2. And I didn't like that. And now I have all the DLC with the different outfits, and I like that. That's an improvement in my book. But gameplay and mechanics and visuals, as far as I can tell, no huge difference. But I don't have a problem with that. For me, it's important that all 3 games are in one launcher on my PlayStation 3. 4. Damn, I'm an idiot. I'm gonna keep that in. You're allowed to see that I'm an idiot. And yeah, so it's definitely fun to be back into the universe, and I'm looking forward to many new playthroughs. And yeah, so those were my general thoughts on the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Oh my god, how could I forget the photo mode? I love that there is a photo mode, and I'm a big supporter of every game having a photo mode. I love the photo mode, and I'm gonna take at least one playthrough of just focusing on taking pretty pictures, because in my first playthrough I was really busy with just re-experiencing the game. Comment down below what your thoughts were, and now I wanna get into actual spoiler territory. So if you haven't finished the series yet, stop here. I'm gonna be talking about the ending and what I feel like is the best one, and then how to maybe continue from there after I'm done with that ramble. So either goodbye or stay tuned. So let's talk about the ending, shall we? Many people don't like the ending of Mass Effect 3. Call it anticlimactic, which I understand, because unlike Mass Effect 1 and 2, there's no final boss battle. There's more Order Shields, as he's been named by fans, but there's nothing more. There's lots of talking and a gigantic cutscene. And to that I have to say that I am a strong defender of the sentiment that the entire third game is the ending of Mass Effect, which also fits in my line of thought that I don't really separate each singular Mass Effect game, and that the trilogy is just one whole entire game in itself, for me. And that's why the idea that the third game is the ending feels so fitting for me. And now to the final decision. Control, destroy, or synthesis. And I have some thoughts for each of them. Let's start with destroy. Many people I've seen online call it the canon choice or their favorite choice. I mean, after all, everything from the beginning on has been about defeating the Reapers. So the destruction of them seems like the option to pick. But here's my problem with that. EDI is synthetic. The Geth are synthetic. The Reapers are synthetic, but we want to get rid of them. That's okay. Shepard is partly synthetic. And even though we see them take a breath at the end of the cutscene, I don't think that Shepard would survive long with all the tech not being in their body anymore. And especially with EDI and the Geth, it's a really hard decision to make, to pick destroy. Sure, everything can be rebuilt, but I doubt it would be the same. And maybe future generations would just refuse to create synthetic life, because maybe to stop history from repeating itself, they have to stop making synthetics that could in the end overrule and fight them. And I don't like picking destroy, even though Shepard kind of survives, because I would kill Edie and I can't do that. The Geth, I can't do that either. What was Legion's sacrifice for? Shepard worked so hard to bring peace between the Geth and the Quarian. That all would be for nothing. And especially with the peace between the Geth and the Quarian, there's something beautiful happening with Geth helping Quarians adapt to life in the future with no suits, because they are simulating illnesses and stuff, like vaccines. Get vaccinated. We are still in a fucking global pandemic. Yes, I'm awfully aging this video right now. And I don't like this destroy ending, especially because of Edie. And the thing is, I have a soft spot for synthetic life forms. Like, even though it's kind of controversial, I adore the story of Detroit Become Human a lot. I had a moment in The Rise of Skywalker that really made me cry. And my favorite character in Rogue One is K2. I like robots, and when they develop a conscience and life and feelings in movies and games and media in general, that's something that really speaks to me, and I enjoy that. And if that would ever happen, would be one of the first people to say, yes, this computer is alive. It's asking you not to be shut down. Please don't do that. We're gonna get there someday, I'm sure. And I can't pick the destroy ending, even if that's the only one that has Shepard more or less survive. And now, as I've already rambled about loving synthetics, synthesis. My favorite of all endings. Sure, it's probably one of the most controversial ones, since, yes, it's a pretty drastic change in all galactic life. And Shepard is making that decision for everyone. And maybe not everyone wants that decision, but I think it's the best choice. Like, Edie is alive. She says that in the outro, in the history telling, that in that voiceover, and hearing her say that is amazing, and it feels so wonderful. And let's be real here. There won't be any war between organics and synthetics, because if they are all the same, where's the room for conflict? Sure, Krogans could still say, hey, I want more land, and I don't know, Batarians could be still bitter about not getting any colonies, but the humans did. Sure, there's still room for conflict, but at least not for the organic versus synthetic life conflict. Not anymore, and I think that's amazing, and like, that's really, really cool. Also, like, look at the cutscene, how cool everyone looks with their glowing green eyes. But all jokes about the aesthetic aside, I really do think synthesis is the best option, especially since it gets like unlocked pretty late into the war assets. I think you have to go over a specific threshold. I didn't look it up, I should have. But yeah, I think it's the best option. And now to control. And not to sound like the elusive man, but control actually does kinda sound like a valid option to pick. I mean, Edie gets to stay alive, so that's already a huge plus point. And if Shepard's entire essence gets purged into a Reaper conscience and Shepard is controlling all Reapers, that's the fucking best intergalactic protector you could get. Shepard living forever as a Reaper? How cool is that? And Shepard rebuilding the mass relays with his Reaper bodies. Like, that's cool. Shepard Reaper is cool. And even though the control ending is represented by the elusive man and like kinda the elusive man's idea, I still think, unless like it's a really, really bad and kinda evil renegade Shepard, it's a good idea. Shepard controlling the Reapers? Cool. Sign me up. I mean, I like synthesis more, but control also feels pretty okay. So those were my thoughts on the ending. Maybe comment down below what your favorite ending is. Definitely leave your thoughts down there. And now I actually want to continue with talking about the future of Mass Effect. There are rumors out there about Mass Effect 4 happening, and I want to get into what I think could be and what I wish would happen. So let's go. Okay, and now to my wishes. Maybe for Mass Effect 4, maybe just in general, maybe just how I would have done the trilogy. First of all, I would have loved if the same combat would have been like in either Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Andromeda. Those were pretty fucking cool. Especially the difference between playing as a Vanguard between all three games is a little drastic in my taste. Like, in Mass Effect 1, the Vanguard kinda sucks. In Mass Effect 2, it's a little better. And in Mass Effect 3, it's the fucking best class to play, in my opinion. You just get good stats on the reload time, equip all the reload time based gear, and then you just charge and nova, and you fucking clear the entire battlefield. And for the enemies you can't reach, you've got your squad mates. It's as easy as that. And another thing that really bothered me during Mass Effect 2 and 3 is whenever I got new gear, especially the armor, was that when I wanted to change it, I had to get off the planet that I was at into the Normandy, change the armor, and go back. That was a real quick process in Mass Effect 1. Well, in Mass Effect 1 I had an extra screen in the menu that let me change my equipment on the fly, which was nice. But I get from a more immersive standpoint that you actually should go to your ship to change your gear. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that I have to go through 2 cutscenes to get off the ship, change my gear, and get back to the planet I want to travel and do a mission on. That shouldn't be like that. Another thing is the romances. Like, even though I said in my video about romances on games, check it out over here, that I'm not a huge fan of making everyone bi, because that feels more like the character is just into whatever you are and not canonically bi, unless stated otherwise, like for example Jack did, which in that case even makes even less sense that she isn't available for femshep. Like, she mentions past girlfriends, like why can't a femshep romance Jack? And same with Tali. Like, the dialogue I had with my femshep with Tali was on some points more romantically charged than my femshep had with Garrett's. And I picked the Garrett's romance. It shouldn't be that way. Same with Jacob. The only black squad mate is a boring character and cheats on you in the 3rd game. I get that those are stories that happen, but it shouldn't be the only black squad mate that you can romance. And maybe I'm just repeating some stuff I said in the romance video, but there should be more queer romances, especially more build-up ones, because even though I like the romance with Steve as a male shep and with Samantha as a femme shep, they are just side characters, and you find out more about your squad mates and spend more time with the squad mates, and it would have been nice if you had a squad mate to romance as an exclusively gay option. I would love to see more aliens as squad mates, like, I don't know, a Watcher squad mate, a Volus squad mate. I don't know how it would be possible, but an Elcor squad mate? Or at least like an Elcor crew member. Something like that. Like, give us more aliens, especially ones to interact with properly and not just to have them as random enemies like we had with the Watcher. I would love that. I would love to have more aliens to interact with. A Batarian squad mate. Like, given the history with the Batarians and humans, it would be so cool to have a Batarian squad mate and maybe have them, like, be a pickup from fighting against some pirates and then having to get along and then maybe bonding and then maybe just like adopting them into the team. Like, I would love to have a Batarian squad mate. And I also would like to see more female aliens of certain species that, like, I mean, female Krogan are rare, we got that, but it shouldn't have taken until Mass Effect 3 for one mission and one tiny little cutscene in the Citadel DLC that we get to see a female Turian. I mean, luckily we got a female Turian squad mate in Andromeda, but not many people like that, so there's the next problem. So yeah, I want more aliens, I want more female aliens, I want more alien squad mates, I want more romances, I want especially more meaningful romances and not just NPCs that aren't even part of your squad. I want the traversal to be different, yeah, all that, and the story, I don't care. Just make something up, and I will be happy. Like, as long as it's Mass Effect, I'm probably going to buy it anyway, so I don't know. Make the gameplay more comfortable, make the gameplay more fun, make it gayer, and you'll have my money. I'm looking forward to what the future of Mass Effect might bring. Comment down below, what are your wishes for the future of Mass Effect? Oh, I forgot to mention the books. Honestly, I want more of the books. I know some media shouldn't depend on other media, but Mass Effect Andromeda gets so much cooler if you read the books. So I can definitely recommend them, especially the books on the Nexus Uprising and the Quarian Arc. I still haven't finished reading the book on Cora Harper, but I will. I might update you on that, or I might not, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, more books, more gameplay, more Mass Effect, please. I don't care, I just want more Mass Effect in my life. So comment down below, what are your wishes for the future of Mass Effect. Leave a like if you enjoyed this probably really long and probably really messy video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to follow me on my social media on Instagram and Twitter at CommanderNici, just like my channel name. And until I figured out what I can upload next, watch my other stuff. Bye.